Hello everyone, it's me, Mrs. Kokenauer. I'm ready to share another story with you today. And I want to thank Patricia Polacco, who is one of my favorite authors and illustrators, for giving us permission to read her story today. Today I'm going to read to you Thunder Cake. She's the author and illustrator. And I love Patricia Polacco books, and I usually do share them with my older students, 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders, because they're a little bit longer, but they're such good stories. If you are in pre-K, kinder, first, it's like you keep listening. You're going to like this story. I think Patricia Polacco books are especially good to read if you are starting to learn how to write your own stories, because most all of her books are her own memories of her childhood, and she thinks back and writes about her favorite times and the people that meant a lot to her. So you could be doing that too after you read her books. All right, let's read Thunder Cake together. Thunder Cake by Patricia Polacco. On sultry summer days at my grandma's farm in Michigan, the air gets damp and heavy. Storm clouds drift low over the fields. Birds fly close to the ground. The clouds glow for an instant with a sharp, crackling light, and then a roaring, low, tumbling sound of thunder makes the windows shudder in their panes. The sound used to scare me when I was little. I loved to go to Grandma's house. Babushka, as I used to call my grandma, had come from Russia years before. But I feared Michigan's summer storms. I feared the sound of thunder more than anything. I always hid under the bed when the storm moved near the farmhouse. This is the story of how my grandma, my babushka, helped me overcome my fear of thunderstorms. Grandma looked at the horizon, drew a deep breath, and said, "This is thunder cake baking weather, all right. Looks like a storm coming to me." "Child, you come out from under that bed. It's only thunder you're hearing," my grandma said. So you can see her feet. She's hidden under her bed. It's okay to be scared of things sometimes. Some of you may have been scared of thunder or lightning when you were little. The air was hot, heavy, and damp. A loud clap of thunder shook the house, rattled the windows, and made me grab her close. "Steady, child," she cooed. "Unless you let go of me, we won't be able to make a thunder cake today." "Thunder cake?" I stammered as I hugged her even closer. "Don't pay attention to that old thunder, except to see how close the storm is getting. When you see the lightning, start counting, real slow. When you hear the thunder, stop counting. That number is how many miles away the storm is. Understand?" she asked. "We need to know how far away the storm is so we have time to make the cake and get it into the oven before the storm comes, or it won't be real thunder cake." Her eyes surveyed the black clouds away off in the distance. Then she strode into the kitchen. Her worn hands pulled a thick book from the shelf above the wood stove. "Let's find that recipe, child," she crowed as she lovingly fingered the grease-stained pages to a creased spot. "Here it is, thunder cake." She carefully penned the ingredients on a piece of notepaper. "Now, let's gather all the things we'll need," she exclaimed as she scurried toward the back door. Now that sounds fun. I used to love to make cakes with my grandmother. We were by the barn door when a huge bolt of lightning flashed. I started counting like Grandma told me to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then the thunder roared. 10 miles. It's 10 miles away, Grandma said as she looked at the sky. "About an hour away, I'd say. You'll have to hurry, child. Gather them eggs careful-like," she said. Eggs from mean old Nellie Peckhen. I was scared. I knew she would try to peck me. I'm here. She won't hurt you. Just get them eggs, Grandma said softly. The lightning flashed again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I counted. 9 miles, Grandma reminded me. Milk was next. Milk from old Kick Cow. Now, why do you suppose they call it Kick Cow? She probably kicks them sometimes when they try to milk her. As Grandma milked her, Kick Cow turned and looked mean right at me. I was scared. She looked so big. Zip went the lightning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I counted. Boom went the thunder. 8 miles, child, Grandma croaked. Now we have to get chocolate and sugar and flour from the dry shed. I was scared as we walked down the path from the farmhouse through tangleweed woods to the dry shed. See, they keep some of their food in a place called a dry shed. Suddenly, the lightning slit the sky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I counted. Boom, boom, crashed the thunder. It scared me a lot, but I kept walking with Grandma. Have you noticed that the sky's getting really darker? You can tell that the storm is getting closer, can't you? Another jagged edge of lightning flashed as I crept into the dry shed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I counted. Crackle, crackle, boom, kaboom, the thunder bellowed. It was dark and I was scared. I'm here, child, Grandma said softly from the doorway. Hurry now, we haven't got much time. We've got everything but the secret ingredient. Oh, what do you suppose the secret ingredient is? 3 overripe tomatoes and some strawberries, Grandma whispered as she squinted at the list. I climbed up high on the trellis. This is a trellis. It's like a ladder in a garden. The ground looked a long way down. I was scared. I'm here, child, she said. Her voice was steady and soft. You won't fall. I reached 3 luscious tomatoes while she picked strawberries. Lightning again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I counted. Kabang! Baroom! The thunder growled. It's getting louder, isn't it? We hurried back to the house and the warm kitchen, and we measured the ingredients. I poured them into the mixing bowl while Grandma mixed. I churned butter for the frosting and melted chocolate. Ooh, churning butter, that is hard to do. They don't just get butter out of the refrigerator like we do. They made their own out of cream, and that takes a long time and a lot of muscle. Finally, we poured the batter into the cake pans and put them into the oven together. Lightning lit the kitchen. I only counted to 3, and the thunder rumbled and crashed. 3 miles away, Grandma said, and the cake is in the oven. We made it! We'll have a real thunder cake. As we waited for the cake, Grandma looked out the window for a long time. Why, you aren't afraid of thunder. You're too brave, she said as she looked right at me. I'm not brave, Grandma, I said. I was under the bed, remember? But you got out from under it, she answered, and you got eggs from mean old Nellie Peckhen. You got milk from old Kick Cow. You went through tangleweed woods to the dry shed. You climbed the trellis in the barnyard. From where I sit, only a very brave person could have done all them things. She was brave. She did do all those things. I thought and thought as the storm rumbled closer. She was right. I was brave. Brave people can't be afraid of a sound, child, she said, as we spread out the tablecloth and set the table. When we were done, we hurried into the kitchen to take the cake out of the oven. After the cake had cooled, we frosted it. Just then, the lightning flashed, and this time it lit the whole sky. Even before the last flash had faded, the thunder rolled, boomed, crashed, and boomed just above us. Do y'all like my thunder sounds? The storm was here. Perfect, Grandma cooed, just perfect. That looks like a great cake. She beamed as she added the last strawberry to the glistening chocolate frosting on top of our thunder cake. Wow, that does look good enough to eat. As rain poured down on our roof, Grandma cut a wedge for each of us. She poured us steaming cups of tea from the samovar. That's her special tea maker, teapot. When the thunder roared above us so hard, it shook the windows and rattled the dishes in the cupboards. We just smiled and ate our thunder cake. From that time on, I never feared the voice of thunder again. And here is my grandma's thunder cake recipe. And you want to know what her secret ingredient was? It's hard to imagine, but it's tomatoes. She mashed those tomatoes up and added them to the chocolate cake. Now, I do not know if I have ever had chocolate cake with tomatoes in it. I might have to try that recipe sometime. Here's the AR test number for this test, for this book. Now, one thing that I love about Patricia Polacco books is that I can almost imagine her being told, just like some of you boys and girls are told, write about a time you'll never forget. She could have written about this time when she learned not to be scared of thunder. Or she could have been told, just like you boys and girls are, write about your favorite person. And she could have written about her grandmother. She could have written this very same story. I imagine her being told to write about different things that you are being told to write the very same things. So you could write a fantastic story after listening to this book. Write about a person that you'll never forget, a time you will never forget. Write about your favorite person. Write about a time that you learned to be brave. She could have been told that when she wrote this story. You know, all of us are afraid sometimes. It doesn't mean that you quit being afraid, but being truly brave and having courage is being scared and doing it anyway, and doing what you need to do anyway, even though you are scared. Everybody gets that way sometimes. I hope you enjoyed this Patricia Polacco book. She's one of my favorites. I have so many of her books in the library. When we come back together, you can check one out. I love you and I miss you. You're my favorite. I'll see you soon.